Well, the story started developing yesterday when Kylian Mbappe wrote a letter to PSG informing them that he's not willing to extend his contract until 2025. And if at all they don't sell him in this summer, he's going to run his contract down and go as a free agent in 2024. And guess what? United has been linked, and lots of sources have said if the Glazers stay, there will be no chance. If Sheikh Jassim Al Thani comes in through, there will be a very huge chance because of the bond that the Qataris have with PSG and Man United. Now, United have been told PSG's asking price for Kylian Mbappe, and it's coming in from a reliable source, and we now know how much United is supposed to pay to sign Kylian Mbappe. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. In the same mix, you're going to bring Marcus Rashford speaking about the treble that Man City won, and so on and so forth. And lastly, we are going to talk about Goretzka, one of the midfielders that United have been monitoring for the previous 2-3 years, who is expected to quit Bayern Munich. What is the latest stance onto his future at Bayern Munich? Let's see close to 300 likes. Smash on this video. This is Rokan David onto the United Matters channel. So let's start it off like this. Now, this is Jason Bart, chief football correspondent for the Daily Telegraph. He has confirmed to us that there will be interest from Premier League clubs for Kylian Mbappe, but sources at City, Chelsea, Newcastle and Liverpool have cooled talk of a move. The ownership situation at Man United means it's more difficult to rule them out depending on who buys the club, but it appears unlikely at this stage. And you will really understand that it appears unlikely at this stage. Why? Because we don't know who the owner is going to be. That's why all the stories linking Kylian Mbappe to Man United are really so much leaning onto the arrival of the Qataris, if at all they are made the preferred bidders of Manchester United. And all other Premier League clubs are really pulling out of this deal. Liverpool, Chelsea, they can't even come close to this deal, as Kylian Mbappe wants Champions League football, something that they cannot offer to Kylian Mbappe. Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United are really teams that can go ahead and really chase in for this player, but the others are really out of this because they are really full into those positions. When you look at Man City, they're having Haaland leading the line, obviously, and I would anticipate that maybe you can bring in Kylian Mbappe to dislodge Jack Grealish into that position, but I don't see Mbappe coming in the same team that has Haaland, because they look like they're competitors. They are the next Ronaldo and Messi of this era, and they are being anticipated to be the heirs to the throne of Messi and Ronaldo. So the only English team left is Manchester United. Newcastle, its profile is really weak, and Kylian Mbappe cannot commit his future to a team like Newcastle. The only Premier League team left that can sign Kylian Mbappe is Man United, and on a condition that you all know, if at all the Qataris coming through, as the Qataris won't want to lose him to Real Madrid, and they can really do a very beautiful deal to see him come to Man United, and they can even offer United a very easy deal to really go ahead and obviously clear out. Like in the paying structure, they can say you can pay us 100 million euros this summer, next summer you pay us 50, and so on and so forth, depending on how much they are going to go ahead and obviously rate this player. Now, the big gist of this story is all about Lawrence. He even conducts football awards. Very reputable journalist, and he's a Frenchman in England talking all things about ESPN, BT Sport, so RMC Sport. He's everywhere and is a man who talks on uninformed point of view. That is Lawrence Julian. He also told us that PSG want 150 million euros for Kylian Mbappe, linked with Man United this summer. So the amount of money that PSG want from the sale of Kylian Mbappe is 150 million euros. Now, this leads us to the exact situation at Man United. How can we fare with the financial fair play rule? If United is going for Kylian Mbappe, they should understand that the amount of money called in for is really huge. It does not even equal the budget that was given to Erik ten Hag. As we speak, Erik ten Hag is having a budget of just 100 million pounds to spend this summer, and we're going to convert 150 million euros to pounds. That is close to 130 million pounds. Now, that means we are going to spend our entire budget on Kylian Mbappe. You understand? So, is it possible? Let's try to digest this. Let's pick out the bonds. When you look at Kylian Mbappe, he is a center forward. He can play as a right attacking midfielder. He can play as a left attacking midfielder. That is Kylian Mbappe for you. And he's a player who can come in through, and you obviously know that he's going to get you close to 40 or 50 goals a season at Man United, because last season we played 65 games altogether, and Mbappe is not an injury-prone player. Out of those 65, you will be 100% sure that he will come out and obviously play 60 of those games. And if at all he plays 60 games, he can average 40 or 50 goals a season in all competitions. That is Kylian Mbappe. But how can United get him in? Can they meet that price of 120 million pounds? Obviously, if Mbappe is to come in through, then that means a huge clear out is supposed to be made. We should sell close to 10 players as they've been listed, right? Maguire, 1, 2, Telles, 3, Brandon Williams, 4, Eric Bay, 5, Scott McTominay, 6, Fred, 7, Donny van de Beek, 8, Anthony Elanga, who is the 9th player. There are close to 9 or 10 players that we can sell and obviously raise money to get in Kylian Mbappe. But you'll ask yourself, does that solve the situation at Man United? However much you want Kylian Mbappe in, does that solve the problems you're having at Man United? Because that is the big question that you have to ask. Is Mbappe a signing we need to take us to the next level? The answer is yes. Is Kylian Mbappe the player that can solve all the problems of Man United such that we get the entire chunk of our budget to spend it on him? The answer is no. So that will leave Erik ten Hag in an ocean of questions, and that's why every source that is linking Mbappe to Man United has come out to really point out on the Qataris coming in through, because if the Qataris come in through, they can find a perfect way of really negotiating a deal, because all of them come from Qatar, and you get Mbappe, sign him at Man United, obviously he'll be playing for one of the biggest football brands in the world, and that's what Qatar wants. He'll be donned into a jersey that maybe has Qatar Airways on it to see to it that it takes them to the next level. So I understand Mbappe is good, but right now Ten Hag needs a Casemiro backup. He needs a right-sided centre-back, Kim Min-jae. He needs another midfielder, and a centre-forward. But Mbappe only solves the situation of the centre-forward position. But one will also come out with an argument that you can buy on Kylian Mbappe. We need a centre-forward. Harry Kane is going in for 100 million pounds. Why not get that 30 million pounds, add it onto that money, and obviously get in Kylian Mbappe, because even Victor Osimhen is being valued at the same amount of money like Kylian Mbappe. So if you are told Kylian Mbappe and Victor Osimhen, who do you go for? On any day, I go for Kylian Mbappe over Victor Osimhen. So let's leave it at that, and we are calling in your views in the comment section below about Mbappe's 150 million asking price by PSG. Who do you think is going to go ahead and really get in that amount of money, if at all we are to sign him? Now, we have something to say about Rashford, and he had the following to say about the treble of City. It's not nice, but that's football. and he said, the team that constantly plays the best football will win the most trophies. They've won 3. They've won 3. Well done to them. That's up to us to catch up with them. It's an additional motivation. That's coming in from Marcus Rashford. But Rashford is one of those players that never did enough in the finale to stop this, and is one of those players that is born and bred in Manchester, and he exactly knows what it means to be playing in for Manchester United, and you're really playing against this City side. He knows exactly what this should be all about, but he never put in the efforts that were required to take us to the next level, and I think he has no right to speak about this. He has no right to speak about it because we never saw their motivation in the finale. Did you see any of our front 3 motivated? No, the only motivated people were the back 4 of United and Alejandro Garnacho, who came off the bench and obviously did lots of wonders and attempts at goal, and he threatened Man City for the minutes he played into that finale. That is Alejandro Garnacho. So I really understand that he feels the pain, but would have gone ahead to stop the City treble win at Wembley on the 3rd of June. Then Rashford on his trip on the New York in March. Remember, that was when England were really having we're having 2 games to play. They played against Germany, I think. No, they played against Ukraine, and is it Germany, Italy? One of those. So he missed out onto that and has been asked. He said, I did see the news until I got back. It doesn't hurt me. I need time to relax and recover. So I made a little 4-day trip. Then I came back to do rehabilitation. So that is Marcus Rashford for you, who is training with the English national team. And obviously he's trying to do the needful to really go ahead and really play for them and be available, as his manager went ahead and apologized after issuing very harsh words towards the English forward. And last, let's discuss a little bit about Leon Goretzka, a player that United has been linked to for a very long time. Now, we've been told by Sports Build, one of the most credible tabloids coming in from Germany, that Leon Goretzka is one of the players concerned. There was speculation about him possibly leaving the club, although he wants to stay. Training impressions and discussion with Thomas Tuchel from July 13th will decide whether the coach is planning with Goretzka or not. And Leon Goretzka is the player we are linked to even when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was still the manager of Man United. Until now, United are really monitoring him. And you know that United is a team that continues to do research. And I would love Leon Goretzka at Manchester United. He can play the double pivot with Casemiro. He can play as a central defensive midfielder. And obviously, if at all we get him, it will be a bargain. But when you look at the situation at Bayern Munich, with them missing out on Declan Rice, who is really going into Arsenal, I don't see them really trying to lose Leon Goretzka, because they are now left with Gravenberch, Leon Goretzka, Joshua Kimmich, and maybe Marcel Sabitzer, who is on loan at Manchester United, and they might find themselves in a situation of really trying to let him go. And who is going to be the CDM they are going to sign? That is the biggest problem. But Goretzka's situation is going to be really cleared as the preseason starts from the 13th of July, and it starts down in Bayern, and they are going to try to see to it that they have talks with Thomas Tuchel, and if at all Thomas Tuchel is not convinced with Leon Goretzka, then he will tell him, we are putting ways, you don't meet the levels of the players that I want at my side. So your reactions onto United told Mbappe's asking price are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts again about Rashford, reaction to the City treble, and lastly, Leon Goretzka to Man United. I cover you all with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God protect you abundantly. Muslims, may Allah see you through your struggles. Me out.